Hi, and welcome back to Finally Revealed. Today I want to talk about a service that is nationwide. Not every particular area in the U.S. is covered, but very large areas are covered, and it's called the Audio Reader Network. This is an organization or a group of organizations that broadcast from radio signals to specially equipped radios for people who are seeing impaired. It doesn't mean they're completely blind, but they have difficulty reading fine print, such as magazines and newspapers and books. So under this nonprofit organization, they distribute radios out to the people who qualify, and then there's a schedule of broadcasts throughout the day. It's 24 hours a day, usually starting with the local news in the newspaper, includes ads, then works through the day as far as magazines, different programs, books, plays, and the like. For the Kansas Audio Reader Network, they are housed on the campus of the University of Kansas. And in this video, I want to give you a tour of that facility, and then at the end show you some of the recordings that are done, the live recordings. Actually, it's me reading the newspaper for the subscribers. So here is a tour of the offices and the surroundings of the Kansas Audio Reader. Hope you enjoy it. Housed in the offices of Kansas Public Radio on the campus of the University of Kansas in Lawrence, Kansas, in a former fraternity house, is Kansas Audio Reader Network. The Lewis and Dolpha Bear Audio Reader Center houses studios where live broadcasts, telephone reader, and the regularly scheduled subscription service are recorded. The lower level features a gathering room for meetings, coffee center, volunteer activities, old audio reader radios, and examples of the radios. Up in the second floor, the studios are housed, where the volunteers come in, record the chapters from books, plays, special requests, and a number of periodicals which appear on the audio reader schedule. Hourly schedules, operating 24 hours a day, provide content read by volunteers for those who participate in the network. An online scheduling system allows volunteers access to schedule their reading sessions. Each studio is equipped with a clock, the recording information, headsets, and directory, as well as instructions for the readers to record their sessions. They're uploaded onto the main computer and set in line for broadcast according to the schedule. Online, an archive of the last recorded week of programs is accessible for those interested in finding information and listening to from the gathering room volunteer area into the studio primary. The producers work out of the control room. Live broadcasts are performed out of one of two studios. This is one where the Breakfast Table Times broadcasts daily in the morning, reading live newspapers. Live broadcasts are performed out of one of two studios. This is one where the Breakfast Table Times broadcasts daily in the morning, reading live newspapers from around the region.
Mansour was an entrenched enemy of the U.S. He was a high-ranking member of the Taliban during the Afghanistan War. He was Mullah Mohammed Omar's acting replacement after 2013, and he was rigidly opposed to peace negotiations with President Ashraf Ghani's government. When Mansour officially became Emir of the Taliban in 2015, he received a great pledge of allegiance from Ayman al-Zawahiri, the leader of al-Qaeda since Osama bin Laden was killed in May 2011. According to U.S. officials, Mansour was planning imminent attacks on U.S. and coalition targets in Kabul. Mansour's death was a high-profile blow to the Taliban's leadership, and it demonstrated that the U.S. remains a potent force in Afghanistan, even though our combat missions ended in 2014. After the strike, some members of the Taliban were worried that the absence of centralized authority would rip the organization apart. As one of them put it, the leadership is being very careful because one wrong step could divide the group into many parties like the former Mujahideen. This is the sort of conversation you want your enemies to have. But Rosa Brooks, a law professor at Georgetown University and senior fellow at the New American Foundation, wasn't impressed. Here's what she wrote in Foreign Policy magazine when Mansour's death was announced. Another day, another dead terrorist leader. Mullah Mansour's death is an important milestone, President Barack Obama declared on Monday morning, but it's a milestone on the road to nowhere.
Well, that completes the Breakfast Table Times for Sunday, July 17th. If you need further information regarding any of the obituaries we've read, please call Audio Reader at 785-864-4600, or you can call toll-free. This has been Judy Taylor and Michelle Suter reading from this morning's issues of the Kansas City Star and the Topeka Capital Journal. And be sure to tune in again on Monday for another edition of the Breakfast Table Times.